you're probably the most fascinating person I've spoken to.
We were involved in Bill Gothard.
No way.
Have you heard of him?
Yeah.
Catholic high school. So I got saved out of the Jesus movement.
Oh my gosh.
In the 70s. So my husband had an affair. I had all 10 of my kids when we moved in.
10 kids?
Yes.
How many boys, how many girls?
5 and 5.
All right, so with 10 kids,
Yeah.
were you a stay-at-home mom?
Oh yeah,
You-
definitely. One thing I would say about homeschooling is you don't really want to model public school. I mean,
Right.
you want to teach them as you're living.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What was your faith personally when you were a mom? Did you wake up early, pray for the kids?
So I would try to get up early, yes, but I couldn't beat my kids up. I mean, beat my kids up.
know, me too.
As soon as they hear one little tiny noise, they would be up,
That is exactly my
Yeah.
problem.
And then, they need your attention, and if you're nursing a baby or, you got to change their diapers, and there goes your time.
Yeah.
So mine was more in the evening, probably. But even that, though. So then my older kids wanted my attention in the evening, and we would read. I'd read aloud to them a lot. Yeah, there was kind of some years where I didn't get a whole lot of time.
Okay,
Just the Lord.
I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah.
Because I feel am I doing something wrong?
No, you can't. No.
Because I do. I try. I'm Lord, I want to spend this time with you. I will wake up early. And as soon as I step out of my bed,
They hear you.
they hear me. And then at night, I feel I'm so burnt out from dishes and laundry and cleaning up macaroni noodles off the ground.
Yes.
It is so... I'm tired at night.
Yes. And you just want to go to bed.
I do.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'm happy
Or
to hear
anyway,
this because
yeah.
I've gone to plenty of people. They're wake up earlier. I do. I try. It doesn't work. Go to sleep later. Look, my brain is mush. Then I'm reading like
Yeah,
that.
you fall asleep.
So the only thing that I think has been working for me recently, which I kind of feel guilty about, but is listening to the audio Bible.
Oh, that's perfect.
I feel is this good enough? Should I be sitting down reading? That's how I feel.
No, yeah. No, I hear you. But, I mean, we're people, We have kids and we have families, and you're trying. And, I mean, I don't know if your kids all nap at the same time.
My oldest has not napped since he was 1.
Wow. But even that, though, when they nap, I don't know about you, but I was always like, well, okay, now, I got to start dinner or something.
Right. Yes.
Because you have to take care of them. They are totally dependent on us. Well, otherwise it becomes legalistic. Think about it.
Yeah, that's true.
Like you're beating yourself up because you're not doing something. And what you mentioned, again, it's like that's abiding. It's not us doing anything. It's abiding in the vine.
Yeah.
It's like an apple tree. Does the apple really work hard?
Right.
No, it just abides.
When my kids are coloring,
yeah.
I'm writing down prayer journaling. I'll listen to the kids' audio Bible with them. I do try to make Christ the center of our family, of our lives. It's been interrupted sleep for 4 years.
Oh yeah.
For me.
Oh yeah.
In counting, because we do still want more kids.
And they get in bed with you at night? Do they or not so much?
No,
No, that's good. My kids were in and out of my all night long.
We fully sleep trained every single kid by the time they were 6 months old.
Yeah, and that's good. I think that's wise.
I had to do that because Benaiah had colic. And so when he was a baby, he would just endlessly scream. He screamed like somebody set him on fire. So hard. But you know what it did for me? It brought me so close to the Lord because I literally depended on him for every minute.
Yeah.
Who influenced you and your family and your kids?
Well, Bill Gothard. We were involved in Bill Gothard.
No way.
Have you heard of him?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, he's the one that actually, when we got involved in his program, because my best friend was part of it, and she invited us to go, but we ended up homeschooling with him and everything.
With the curriculum that they had? With all 10 of your kids?
The youngest ones I ended up putting in high school. But yeah. So my kids were raised with all huge family. But my husband, he got saved, and it took 7 years for him, and it took so much prayer. And then he was a very good, leader of the family and stuff for about 15 years. I would say legalism kills. It's probably maybe one of the worst things that anyone could be involved in, because it's religion.
Yeah.
Yeah, and religion is the thing that I would say God hates the most, honestly. He just wants us to love him and be connected to him. Like, talk about the vine, he's the vine, we're the branches, be connected to him, not thinking that it's our own works.
Right.
Catholic high school.
Oh, you went to a Catholic high school?
Kennedy. I have had a very lot of different, like Roman Catholic, then little hippie. That's how I got saved out of the Jesus movement.
Oh my gosh.
In the 70s.
Wow.
Right, and then Bill Gothard. And then Assembly of God for a while.
Really?
I mean, it was just my walk, my process, I guess.
Yeah.
My husband got saved in an Assembly of God church because one of my youngest sister's baby died at 4 days old he had a heart defect. And so that's where my husband got saved, at the funeral.
So your husband went to the funeral and that's where he got saved? Because you think about the death of a baby, that's so tragic.
Yeah.
But then who knows how many other people gave their heart to Jesus that
Yeah.
day?
That's right.
That's so crazy, even just that in and of itself. What season of your life have you felt the closest to the Lord?
This one.
Okay, tell me why.
So my husband had an affair, and he was like my high school sweetheart. We met in high school, and I mean the thing that everybody always said about him was, Patrick loves Susie so much. Like, everybody thought, nobody saw this coming. Nobody. So I decided I was going to really get serious with the Lord, and then that's when he kind of went off. We tried to make it work for a couple of years, but he didn't want to work at it.
Wow.
He wanted the marriage. He wanted me, but he wanted it to just go back to how it was without ever being accountable for anything. And I'm like, I was like that with you for a long time, and I completely trusted you, right?
Yeah.
But now it has to be a little bit different.
I can relate to a lot of what you're saying. My husband never had a physical affair, but there's so many things that guys get into.
Yeah, like
porn or bikini baristas now. I mean, there's
Yes,
so much. There's
yes.
so much access to so
Strip
much.
clubs.
Even just fantasy.
Yes.
Like, I'm with my wife, but I'm thinking about another person.
Yes.
That
yes.
is completely cheating. And
I agree.
so there was some stuff, but it wasn't that. But my husband was very. I mean, I said I want a divorce, dude. I just had your baby.
Yeah.
I found out when I just had the baby. So
That's
I said,
like,
I'm gonna go ahead and get a divorce. Bye. I'm sick of you. Like, I don't ever want to see you again. And then that just snapped him, and he was just like, hold on a second. I didn't know what I was doing was that bad, because it's on every TV show, every movie.
They're inundated with it.
Yeah, and he said when I would go to work every day, the guys were all talking about other women when they had girlfriends or wives, and he was like, I didn't know that this would hurt you that bad.
Yeah, it does become commonplace, and my husband was in construction too. Same thing. I mean, that's all they did was talk. And I don't mean to put a bad light on construction workers, but they're kind of known for being.
That's so, and it's the same thing too. I think that if your heart isn't authentic for the Lord, you can go to church and play, perfect, as much as you want. But if you aren't authentic and vulnerable with the Lord, or having really deep, meaningful relationships, then you're not.
Yeah, and that's another key, is they need good Christian men supporting them.
We need our emotional needs met, and then we'll meet your sexual needs, and they need their sexual needs met, and then they'll meet our emotional needs. And
and we need to feel like we're the most cherished, loved, when we hear that they're, even looking at someone else. I mean, maybe it isn't that big of a deal to them, but it's huge to us.
My husband, he reached out to the pastor we had at the time. He told him everything. That pastor sent us to Pure Desire groups. One of them, for the men, it's Sexual Integrity 101, and then they go to 7 Pillars, and I went to Betrayal and Beyond. My first thought was, why do I have to go to a group if you screwed up? But it was really good, and a lot of my friends that I have now are from that group, where it was just learning that it's not about me. It's sort of a way that young boys often learn to cope through life
Yes.
from a young age.
Yes, very
And it
much.
is, it's in the movie. They're super predisposed to it because of, you know, television, movies, the way that men talk around them. Social media has made it worse.
Yeah.
So I had to really learn over and over again that it wasn't about me.
Yeah.
And that reconciliation was possible, but I had to he had to totally earn my trust.
Yeah, they have to work at it.
From there, he learned to earn my trust, where it would be like, do you want me to go? Do I have your permission to go? And the fact that he was so considerate of me, and it was like that for 2 years before I was fully like, okay, I trust you.
Yeah.
If you don't try remorsefully and humbly to soberly, you know, reconcile with your wife and to earn her trust back, then you don't get it back.
No.
Yeah, I personally, I don't think that it's ever right to give advice if somebody's not asking for it. Because that makes people feel so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
What I learned in Betrayal and Beyond is it's just about what makes the betrayed spouse feel safe.
Yeah, and,
So
and
if you feel safe,
I do totally. He
then-
doesn't bug me. You know, my heart just went totally to God, and that's where it is now. It's just 100% with Him, and the Lord is everything to me, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I learned Jesus plus nothing equals everything.
Everything, yeah.
And so there's times where I'm like when God is all you have, you don't realize that He was all you need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you?
I love our church.
Yes.
I have never experienced
Yeah.
a closeness, a family bond like I have with our church. I feel like it's a sort of a family barbecue every time.
It is.
Every time.